Alright guys, we got some more D2 to talk about, but small batch, made right here in the US D2, and some CPM-D2. And we're going to go ahead and talk about how these did. This was sent to me by LTK for testing. I am not positive whose knife this is, whosever it is. I appreciate you letting me test it. And this was sent to me by Keith. I will put Keith's Instagram down below. I'd appreciate it if you go give him a follow. Keith is an awesome dude. Send stuff to Kurt and a whole bunch of other people. So this is a 187F Medford. Geometry's pretty good. It's D2. And this is a Rike. And right there you can see it is CPM-D2. I am going to have to look exactly, and I'll put it in the comments, but Kurt did test this, and the Rockwell was probably the highest on any D2 we've seen. And now we're going to go ahead and watch the cutting. We'll come back and talk about how these two did. So we'll be right back. All right, now that we saw that sped up cutting, we're gonna go ahead and talk about both of these. I don't remember what model Rike this is. Can't say if this is the sheath it comes with or not. Either way, didn't really care for this at first when I got it, but when I actually tested it, I don't mind it at all. It's actually not a bad knife. The geometry isn't terrible. I mean, it could be better, but it's about what most production knives are. But the cool thing is it is in CPM-D2, the powdered version. And I did look, this was 64.7 for a hardness. So I went ahead and put a few edges on it. And the first test, I got 145 feet fine edge and 210 feet working edge. So as you can see, may not just be the fact that it is powder D2. You know, I know powder D2 is said to have a better grain structure and a little bit more strength. I can't say if it has more strength. I haven't had much experience with it besides this particular knife and one other, and my cutting with it has been limited pretty much just to testing. So like I said, I really can't comment, but the numbers it put up are pretty good. Absolutely nothing wrong with this. So for the verification test, sharpened it again, and for any of you who don't remember, 15 degrees per side, 1500 grit, stropped 5 passes per side on 6, then 3, then 1 micron. And on the second test, this did 143 feet fine edge and 211 feet working edge. So great results for this. Nothing wrong with it. I'd be absolutely happy with this if it was my knife. So now we move on to Keith's Medford. And yes, this is regular D2, but Medford does not do huge batches of knives like the stuff done in China and Taiwan. So I had no idea if this had been sharpened before or not, so I went ahead and put a few edges on it. Same deal, same angle, same grit, everything. And I went ahead and tested it. On the first test, I got 119 feet fine edge and 177 feet working edge. Once again, small batch D2, not, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 pieces shoved in a giant oven and you get what you get. This will be going to Kurt to get tested. It has not been as of right now. I will update the description once I find out what the hardness on this is. So I went ahead and sharpened it and ran it again. And on the second test, I got 116 feet fine edge and 175 feet working edge. So absolutely a solid performer. This kind of falls in between S30V and XHP as far as edge retention goes. Like I said, the geometry is decent on this. It's around 16 thousandths behind the edge. I have had a 187 DP before, the bigger version of this, and I really enjoyed that knife. This particular one, the handle's kind of a little short for my taste, and I don't really care for the gigantic flipper tab. Outside of that, though, it flips fine. Feels pretty smooth. Performance great. For anybody wondering about Medford D2, I do have another video comparing ADV D2 and Medford D2. But as you can see, absolutely nothing wrong with it. So even though these are more expensive and they are using D2 on some of them, solid performance right here. So there you have it, CPM-D2 in this Rike. If I can get it in the sheath. And regular D2 that we know is done in a small batch setting, and how much better the performance is out of it. Just further backs up what I said in my import D2 video. It can be done well, as you can see here, and there are better options. I would like to test PSF 27 at one point, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it does about what CPM-D2 does, and maybe a little bit better. But thanks to LTK, thanks to Keith, I appreciate them sending these along so that I could test them. That's all I have. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.